ओके गाइस, नाउ लेट्स टेक अ स्टार्ट. गाना जो है ना या तो खुशी वाला होगा या गमी वाला होगा. पढ़ाई पे फोकस करो. हाँ, बहारों फूल बरसाओ मेरा महबूब आया है. ये अभी नहीं आया ना. हाँ चलें, कोई बात नहीं. महबूब नहीं आपके महल्ले में रहता है, आप कह रहे थे. नहीं. ये ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स टेक अ स्टार्ट. Dealing with discussion essay. Now guys, the first thing is discussion essay is the most important essay. Opinion and discussion. 70 to 80% chances are either you are going to get opinion essay or you will get discussion essay. First of all, I would like to tell you how to identify discussion essay. It's very, very important. You look at the topic and you should know this is advantages, disadvantages essay, this is opinion essay, this is discussion essay and all that. For discussion essay, number one, they will always give you two contrasting views. What will they give you? Two contrasting or two opposite views. We call them opposite views or we call them contrasting views. Two contrasting views. Some people say life in a city is full of opportunities, whereas others argue life in the countryside is more peaceful and blah blah blah. Right? Two contrasting views will be given. And after that they say discuss both views and give your own opinion. How to identify discussion essay? Number one, there will be two contrasting views with however, on the other hand, but and all that. Number two, they would give this sentence, discuss both views and give your own opinion. Now, give your own opinion doesn't mean it is an opinion essay. It is a discussion essay. They write discuss both views and give your own opinion. Now, what is your own opinion, by the way? Which view you support? That is your own opinion. You will discuss both views, but the view you support more, that is going to be your opinion here, right? Now, let's take a start. Please, let's take a look at the topic. The topic is, some people think, on the same page there is a topic. Some people think a crime should always have a fixed punishment. Sorry, this is opinion essay. Let's go on. Yeah, please come to number 3. Some people view teenage conflict. Got it? Some people view teenage conflict with their parents as a necessary part of growing up. View number 1. Whilst. Words like whilst, whereas, however, on the other hand, but. Okay, these words will give you another view. Second view, whilst. Others see it as something negative which should be avoided. Understand? How many views? 2, and 2 contrasting views. Now, let me elaborate the topic. It's very important for you to understand the topic. What is the topic? Some people view teenage conflict. What is teenage conflict with their parents? When teenagers argue with their parents. Now, he is 15. He goes back home at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and his parents say, where were you? You say, yeah, I went somewhere. I went with my friends, and he argues, right? And they say, go to sleep, and he doesn't sleep at night. He sleeps when the birds start chirping and all that, because he has late night packages. And then he argues with his parents. I'm giving one example, right? So what do we call it? Teenage conflict with their parents. Now, some people say it's normal because when children reach teenage, so they demand freedom, they demand liberty and all that. This is normal. But some people say this is negative and it should be avoided. So these are two contrasting views or conflicting views. Two conflicting views. And then discuss both views and give your own opinion. From here you understand that. Okay, now look here. In a discussion essay, it's a good idea to write 4 paragraphs. In a discussion essay, it's a good idea to write 4 paragraphs. Paragraph number 1, introduction. In a minute, I'll tell you how to write that. Paragraph number 2, discuss first view. And the first view should be the view that you support. Clear? If you support teenage conflict with their parents is normal, write about that first. If you support teenage conflict with their parents is something negative, it should be avoided, write about that first. Is this clear? So the view that you support, you will write about that view first, and then you will write about the other view. Okay? So, introduction, discuss the view you support, discuss the other view, and conclusion. So in total we have 4 paragraphs. And which essay type are we doing? Discussion essay. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. Okay, now there is number 5, and with number 5 there is a paragraph. Please come to that. There is no doubt that the teenage years can be difficult for both the youngsters and their parents. Sentence number 1 is a general sentence about the topic. This is introduction. Sentence number 1 is a general sentence about the topic, and that is, there is no doubt that the teenage years can be difficult for both the youngsters and their parents. Next they say, during this period. During this period means teenage. Teenage. During this period. Now this period means teenage. Sentence number 2. During this period, many young people argue with their parents about their education, relationship, and control. Education means going to college, university. Relationship means wo kaun hai, ye kaun hai, like that. And control. Control means go to sleep at a certain time, come back home at a certain time. So sentence number 2 is add another sentence to support the general sentence. Sentence number 1, general sentence about the topic. Sentence number 2, add another sentence to support that general sentence. Now listen, sentence number 3 is paraphrasing the topic in your own words. Whatever the topic is given, usko apne words mein, you are going to paraphrase the topic in your own words. And what is that? That is, some say this is an important part of growing up, while others argue it causes more harm than good. In one sentence, you have paraphrased the topic. Some say it is an important part of growing up, while others argue it causes more harm than good. So this is the third sentence, which is called paraphrase the topic. Sentence number 4, we call it thesis sentence. We call it plan of your essay. In sentence number 4, you will write the plan of your essay. And what is that? In this essay, I will look at both sides of the argument and give my opinion. So you can copy this sentence for any discussion essay. In this essay, I will look at both sides of the argument and give my opinion. So in 4 sentences, you have written introduction of your discussion essay. Now, choice is yours. You can do it in 4 sentences, and even you can do it in 2 sentences. If you want to do it in 2 sentences, I tell you. Sentence number 1, paraphrase the topic. Reword the topic. Sentence number 2, thesis sentence or plan. So if you want to write 2 sentences, it's okay, no problem. Even that is fine. Clear? 2 or 4, choice is yours. Now, we go on. There is this book. I want you all to come to this book, 22 Templates for IELTS. It's in your mobile phone. 22 Templates for IELTS. Please come to this book. And we are going to go through one discussion essay from there. Okay? Once you open the book, your mobile should be horizontally in your hand. Not vertically, horizontally. Portrait, landscape. Yeah. Okay guys, essay template number 1. Please come to essay template number 1. Are you there? Okay, now I'm going to go through it. Please help your neighbor also. Keep looking at others. Have they reached this place or not? Okay, essay template number 1, topic. Some people think that students in single-sex schools, single-sex school is the opposite of co-education, exactly. Some people think that students in single-sex schools perform better academically. Now, one side of discussion is students in single-sex school perform better academically. Others, however, believe that mixed schools, what is mixed schools? Co-education. Mixed schools provide children with better social skills for adult life. So, 2 contrasting views. Single-sex school, students perform well academically, and mixed schools provide children with better social life skills for adult life. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. From here you understand it is a discussion essay. Now in this template, the words which are written in bold, you can copy this word, you can copy these words in any discussion essay. bold words, okay? So let's start. First paragraph, introduction. In the present age, whether single-sex schools provide more benefits than mixed schools has sparked much debate. What is it? General sentence about the topic. Exactly. It's actually not a general sentence. Yeah. Now let's go on. Some people assert that students in single-sex schools have better academic achievements, whereas many others argue that mixed schools offer students better social life skills for their future. What is this? Paraphrasing the topic. Absolutely. Sentence number 2 is paraphrasing the topic. Sentence number 1, general sentence. Sentence number 2, paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means topic को अपने words में बयान करना. Okay? Now, let's move on. Sentence number 3. Personally, I am in favor of the latter view. Latter means baad wala. One is former. Opposite of latter is former. You know, they say former prime minister. Former means who was prime minister before. And latter means who came after that. Right? So, they say personally, I am in favor of latter view. So, what is latter view? Many others argue that mixed schools offer students better social life. And if you say, personally, I am in favor of former view, former means pehla wala. Latter means dusra wala. Simple to remember. Write it down on paper. Former and latter. Former means pehla wala. Latter means dusra wala, baad wala. Clear? Yeah. So this is how you can develop first paragraph, and I would advise you to use this thing. Personally, I'm in favor of latter or former. Examiner will be happy to see that. Okay? Yeah. Latter with double T. Now, we go on. As I told you, the view which you support, you should write about that. So, the view you support, you will write about that first, and you will write more about it. And the view that you do not support, you can even write less about it. Now, please follow me. I'm starting it from this paragraph. Convincing arguments can be made that, you can copy this also, mixed schools provide a more comprehensive learning environment for children. Argument number 1, more comprehensive learning environment for children. For academically, they're talking about this learning environment. So, mixed schools are doing it. To start with is to achieve coherence and cohesion, right? I will share a complete lecture on this with you guys, and you should go through it. Discussion essay and other stuff like that. Today, he's going to share it now. Yasin, share it in the group, the whole link. For task 1, academic gender training, and for this essay writing, which you must watch at home tonight. And then tomorrow, if you have any questions, you can ask me. And remember, this weekend, you will have discussion essay in your mock test. Okay? Yeah. So, let's go on. Convincing arguments can be made. Then to start with means to begin with. Students studying at mixed schools have more chances to communicate with members of the opposite sex. Now, instead of using boys or girls, they use the word with members of the opposite sex. This is very good vocabulary. See, words are very simple, but collocation is really good. In other words, why we use in other words? When you want to redefine something you have already said. In other words, children learn how to talk to other gender at an early age. Now they use the word other gender, opposite sex. So these words will improve your bench score because these are synonyms of the topic. At an early age. Therefore, their social skills would certainly be fostered. Fostered means nurtured. Moreover, now you're writing another point. To start with, that was your first point. Moreover means that is your second point. Mixed schools give students opportunities to deal with conflicts with the other gender. Now they are talking about conflicts with the other gender, which strengthens students' problem-solving skills, right? They have conflicts, boys and girls, they have conflicts, right? Breakups and all that, yeah, they learn how to cope up with, and later in life, these things are helpful if they get married. Okay, problem solving skills. For instance, now you're giving one relevant example. For instance, when a boy has a conflict with a girl at school, now for opposite gender, male, female, they are using the word boy and girl. Both of them must learn how to cope. This lesson must be learned sooner or later. As a result, students benefit more if they can learn it sooner. So they learn these things sooner or later. Sometimes after marriage, they learn how to resolve the conflict. So if they learn it before, they will be comfortable in their later life. So it's that. Lastly, now the third point. Lastly, mixed schools provide students with a real life scenario. So the third point is real life scenario, means the real life situation where both genders coexist. Coexist means they have equal rights. In the eyes of teacher, girls and boys, they are equal, right? So they coexist there. Now coexist is a very good word. Specifically, students are able to learn in an organic environment. Organic means natural. You know, they use the word organic food. That is natural food. In which boys and girls must know how to interact with each other. So this is the view that you support. This is what they call your opinion. Okay, so you've discussed it. Now the second one is about single-sex schools. So you can see there's a shorter paragraph. Why? Because you agreed with that. There you wrote 3 arguments. Now let's see. Admittedly, single-sex schools have fewer distractions. Now they are going to talk about single-sex schools and their distractions. The reason for this is if a school only has boys or girls, means school for boys, boys school or girls school, students would not be distracted by members of the opposite sex at school. Hence, they can focus on their learning. Right? So, I mean, if it is only boys only school, they will focus on their learning. They will not have any interruptions and affairs and all that. This is what they are saying, right? Even so, all right. Yeah, it reminded me something about my school days. We used to have like boys school and girls school from class nursery to class 4, co-education. Then onwards, it was separate. Even so, these students still have access to the other gender after school. After school means घर में माँ, बहन, बेटी and all that. Academy नहीं अच्छा बड़ा तेज हो गया अभी. Academy में co-education है, वहाँ जाऊँगा. Okay, all right. I like the way you think, huh? Okay. Even so, these students still have access to other gender after school. Like they have their cousins, brothers and sisters, mother and all that. So they have the access to that. Okay, which means in reality they must meet the other gender anyway. Consequently, yes, school तो मेरा single sex school है, but महल्ले में साड़ी गलबात चल दी है. Okay. So, yeah. Consequently, the benefits of single-sex schools are limited. See that? Your opinion. Now, what is your opinion? Co-education is better than single-sex schools, right? It's more, I mean, discussion essay is more like a debate where you have to go on and see what is it that you discuss. And one side you support, the side you support is your opinion, your view. That's why they say discuss both views and give your own opinion. So that is your opinion, okay? Now we come to the conclusion. In summary, I would concede that, concede means conclude. I would concede that single-sex schools have some advantages. Despite that, mixed schools certainly support students in a much better way. What is conclusion? Single-sex school has some advantages. Despite that, mixed schools certainly support students in much better way. Means mixed schools are better than single-sex schools. That is your opinion. Overall, I am convinced that students should go to mixed schools, and that is your final opinion. And this is how you will write a discussion essay. Now, by the way, in this book, you will find at least 4, 5, 6 discussion essays. I advise you all to read them all very carefully. First, the topic, then each paragraph and the wording, and then make your own template for discussion essay, which we will have on Saturday for your mock test. Okay? All right. Thank you.